So, ladies, gentlemen, lovely humans, fellow inhabitants of this earth, how familiar are you with AI-generated stories? There's a few services you can use where you put in maybe 50 words, 3 sentences written by a human, or in my case, mostly human, and then the rest of the story will be generated by the computer through science, neural network, and machine learning. So, magic is what they mean to say. I'll show you, and I'll let you see what I fed to the machine. And I quote, "You're quite the gentleman, Max," Steph remarked. "I'm not sure I remember the last time someone bought me cake and movie tickets in the same day." Max replied, "Well, thank you, but I can say it was definitely more out of selfish motives than anything else." Steph blushed. Okay. In my first story, the computer continues. "Oh, Max, you really are a gentleman, aren't you?" the blonde blurted out with her arms crossed over her chest. "That's right, but I'm going to the movie in my room and not eat a meal I shouldn't. It's going to take a lot of energy to fight off a ravenous crow," Max replied, walking over to the sofa and resting his arm on the back of it. "It's actually quite difficult, because your head is so full of blood. It keeps draining away from the back of your neck until your neck becomes dry and brittle. So I'm going to put some ice packs on my neck, and it'll help. I really don't want your neck to suffer the damage from it," Max added. When he was able to answer, Steph tried again. "Do you realize that your face is covered in bite marks?" Mark, trying to explain, "Of course not. But at the same time, you need to keep yourself busy. So I'm going to make sure you get some rest. We're going to be traveling a lot. I don't want you getting into any kind of trouble with your life, especially since you're here with us." "And what about the others? I'm sure I'll see a lot of them coming with my car." Steph thought for a moment and then said, "Yes, of course. I think I'll have some breakfast with you. I might even bring some pancakes or something. You can have coffee afterwards. And I promise, the lady in front of you will be really nice. You don't have to stay with her for 2 days." As the 4 of them sat down on the couch together to eat, Steph was the first to bring her food. While Max and Chloe shared a mug of coffee, Max tried to get the lady to drink the coffee. She was actually quite fond of coffee, and was getting more and more curious of it, in spite of its caffeine content. After taking a few pills from Max's pocket, they sat back and watched a movie, to their great pleasure. So that's the end of story 1. Ready for story 2? Let's see if we can change up the voices a little bit. I'll probably forget what the voices are. "You're quite the gentleman, Max," Steph remarked. "I'm not sure I remember the last time someone bought me cake and movie tickets the same night." Max replied, "Well, thank you. I can say it was definitely more out of selfish motives than anything." Steph blushed. You're very cute when you're embarrassed," Max said happily. In the car, Max saw 3 cute girls waiting for him in the parking lot. He knew his friends from school, and he was glad he could spend some time with them later. "So, Steph," Ben said, "do you want to go home, or do you want me to drive you home?" "Ben, if you drive us, we can just run to the mall," Max said. "Of course, but then that will get me in trouble." "Oh, how funny. We're going to the mall so we can run together to it," Max said in a mocking tone. But what if you were to get lost in the mall and then get in a car accident? Will you be my best friend after all that?" This time Max blushed. "Well, my best friend, I'll stay with you. You don't even have to drive yourself home," Ben said. "You mean once we make it home, you can just let me drive?" Max said. "Max, it's just a suggestion. You can drive if you want to," Steph said. "I'm so happy. And I'll drive you. But I would like to nap first so that I can relax and watch some movies with you. Can you drive me home?" "Of course, but my schedule isn't just about movies. You know how I like to watch all my friends and family together." Ben replied. Weird. Okay. Max replied. Then Ben asked Steph, What do you like? In the meantime, Max, Carrie, Ben, and Steph drove slowly toward the mall. They decided on a little adventure. Steph asked, "What are those two talking about?" Ben sighed. "They're talking about you, aren't they?" "I'm sorry, but yes, they definitely are." "Why are they talking about you, especially Ben and Steph?" "They both know you. They know who you are and what you did," Ben whispered. "I'm not sure they know that much. They're probably the most popular guys in school," said Steph. "Well, I'm just glad we could spend the last few hours together. We had a lot of fun. We still talk about you. We still talk about you. The best things we did last night. You're always..." That's it. That's the end. You're always. Anyway, kind of weird. Kind of exciting. Kind of entertaining. Kind of confusing. But I had a little fun reading these stories that the computer came up with. Okay, so in professional entertainers, you're definitely not going to be out of a job for the next while. I mean, this is a great tool, but it's definitely not going to replace professional authors or the like anytime soon. So I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Kind of weird. Anyway, that's all.